Very good morning, students, and welcome back to the grammar classes. Today, we are going to do a grammar lesson, articles. So, we can define articles as a, an, and the are called articles. Alright? So, article is basically a set of three words a, and the. Alright? The is used to refer to specific or particular nouns, and a or n is used to modify non-specific or non-particular nouns. There are two types of articles, indefinite articles and definite articles. A and an are called indefinite articles, and the is called definite article. Indefinite articles. A and an are called indefinite articles. They do not refer to any particular person, place, animal, or thing. So when we say indefinite articles, we mean a or an. Alright, and a or n, they do not point out any particular person, place, animal, or thing. For example, when we say a boy, so a boy means it could be any boy. We are not pointing at any particular boy. A village. So when we say a village, it means any village. We are not pointing at any particular village. Alright? An uncle. So when we say an uncle, so here uncle could be any of the uncles. Alright? We are not pointing at any particular person as an uncle. When we say a tiger, so that tiger could be any of the tigers. We are not pointing at any particular tiger. A book. A book means we are talking about any book. It is not any particular book. When we say an elephant, it means we are talking about any elephant. It could be any elephant. We are not pointing at any particular elephant. Number two, definite articles. The is called definite article. It points out at a particular person, place, animal, or thing. So when we say definite articles, we are talking about the. Alright, and the is used to point out at particular person, place, animal, or thing. Let us see some examples. Number one, he is the boy who won the race. Now, here, when we say the boy, it means we are pointing at the particular boy who has won the race. Number two, bring me the ice cream I ate yesterday. So, when we say the ice cream, it means we are talking about the same ice cream which has been ate yesterday. All right. Now, I went to the school where my father read. So, when we say the school, it means we are pointing at the same school where my father has read. We met the elephant that we saw in the circus. So, when we say the elephant, it means we are talking about the same elephant which we saw in the circus. All right. Now, children, before we see the uses of these articles, I would like to tell you about the vowel sounds. Vowel sound. When you say long A, it makes A sound. A as in apple. When you say long E, it makes E sound. E as in eagle. When you say long I, it makes I sound. I as in ice cream. When you say long O, it makes O sound. O as in orange. When you say long U, it makes O sound. O as in onion. And when you say short U, it makes A sound. A as in umpire. Alright. Uses of articles A and an. Number one, a and an are only used with singular countable nouns. All right? And an is used with singular countable nouns beginning with a vowel sound. And a is used with singular countable nouns beginning with a consonant sound. It means we can use the articles a and an with singular countable nouns. We can use the article an before singular countable nouns beginning with a vowel sound. And we can use the article a with singular countable nouns beginning with consonant sound. Now let us see some examples. So when you say boy, it begins with a consonant sound ba. That's why we use a. So we call it a boy. When we say friend, it is beginning with the consonant sound fa. That's why we call it a friend. Glass, it begins with a consonant sound ga. That's why we use the article a glass. When we say papaya, it is beginning with a consonant sound pa. That's why we use the article a and say a papaya. Lion, it also begins with a consonant sound la. Alright, that's why we use the article a and we call it a lion. Now, here, when we say apple, it begins with a vowel sound a. Alright, that's why we use the article an and it becomes an apple. When you say engine, it begins with the vowel sound e. That's why we use the article an engine. When we say ostrich, it begins with a vowel sound o. Alright, that's why we use the article an and call it an ostrich. When we say egg, it begins with a vowel sound a. Alright, that's why we use the article an and call it an egg. When we say ice cream, it begins with the vowel sound I. Alright, that's why we use the article an and call it an ice cream. Alright, so in all these examples, we saw that the nouns used are all singular nouns. Now look at these words. When you say university, it is beginning with a vowel U, but it is beginning with a consonant sound U. Alright, that's why we will use the article a before university. When you say uniform, it is also beginning with the vowel U, but it is beginning with a consonant sound U. Alright, that's why we will use the article a. When you say European, it is again beginning with a vowel E, but it is also making a consonant sound U in the beginning. That's why we will use the article a. When you say useful, it is again beginning with a vowel U, but it is making a consonant sound U in the beginning. That's why we will use the article a. When you say unit, it is again beginning with a vowel U, but it is making a consonant sound U in the beginning. That's why we will use the article a. Now look at these examples. When you say R, H-O-U-R, it is beginning with a consonant. But here H is silent. We pronounce it as R. Alright. So we say that it is beginning with a vowel sound. That's why we use the article an R. When you say honest, alright, it is again beginning with the consonant H, but it is here H is silent and we pronounce it as honest. Alright, a vowel sound. That's why we use the article an honest. When you say herb, alright, it is spelled as H-E-R-B, but it is read as herb. All right, a vowel sound, herb. All right, that's why we use the article an, and it is called an herb. When you say air, it is spelled as H-E-I-R, but pronounced as air. All right, a vowel sound a. That's why we use the article an, and it is called an air. Next, we say a 1 rupee coin, not an 1 rupee coin. It is because when we say 1, though it is beginning with a vowel O, but it is making a consonant sound V in the beginning. That's why here we use the article a and we call it a 1 rupee coin. Next, we never use a or an with uncountable nouns, plural nouns, and proper nouns. As we read in the beginning, that the articles a and an are used with singular countable nouns. So when we use a or an before a singular countable noun, it represents the number 1. All right, it means that the particular noun is 1 in number. That's why we do not use a and an with uncountable nouns because we cannot count uncountable noun in numbers. All right. So if we say a water, water is uncountable noun. So then it will be incorrect. If we say a sand, then also it will be incorrect because sand is uncountable noun. If we say a rice, that is also incorrect because sand is uncountable noun. Same is the case with plural nouns. If we say a books, books is not a singular noun, it's a plural noun. So it will be incorrect. If we say an elephants, elephants is plural, so it will be incorrect. If we say a tables, tables is plural, so it will be incorrect. If we say an apples, then also it is incorrect because apples is plural noun. With proper nouns also, we cannot use the articles a and an. For example, if we say a Rahul, Rahul is a proper noun, so it will be incorrect. If we say a Delhi, Delhi is also a proper noun, it will be incorrect. If we say an England, England is also proper noun, then also it will be incorrect. If we say a Priya, Priya is a proper noun, then also it will be incorrect. So the articles a and an are not used before uncountable nouns, plural nouns, and proper nouns. Next, articles a and an are used before adjectives. For example, Nisha is an honest girl. So, honest is an adjective. So, we have used an article an before honest. If we say Kanchan bought a red fork, so here red is an adjective. So we have used an article a. An ugly duckling came out of the pond. Here ugly is an adjective. So we have used an article an. When we say a new shop has opened in our locality, new is an adjective. That's why we have used an article a. Next, articles a and an are used for jobs and occupations. For example, a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, a carpenter, an engineer, an architect, an officer, an inspector, etc. So here we saw that a and an are articles that are used before occupations and jobs. But here, when we say a doctor, it means we are talking about one doctor. When we say a lawyer, we are talking about one lawyer. All right. Now, let us see the uses of the definite article the. Article the is used before a particular noun when we want to particularize it. It means we use the article the before the nouns that we are familiar with. All right. And when we are trying to point out at that particular noun which is known to us. For example, I lost the pen that my sister gave me. Here we have used the article the before pen. And in this sentence, we know the pen. Okay, we know that the same pen which has been given by the sister. Number two, switch on the fan in your bedroom. In this sentence, we have used the article the before fan. It's because we know the fan which we are talking about in the sentence. The fan belongs to the bedroom, which is known by the speaker. All right. Number two, the is used before the adjectives in the superlative degree. For example, Mr. Gupta is the richest person in our town. Here, richest is the adjective of superlative degree. That's why we have used the article the. Next, the blue whale is the largest animal on earth. Here, the adjective largest is in superlative degree. That's why we have used the article the before it. Similarly, whenever we use superlative degree of adjective, we have to use the article the before it. Okay? Number third, the article the is used before the names of rivers, seas, and oceans. It means whenever we use the names of rivers in a sentence, we have to use the article the before it. For example, the Ganga River, the Nile River, the Amazon River, etc. Article the is used before the name of seas. For example, the Red Sea, the Caribbean Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, etc. Article the is also used before the name of oceans. For example, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, etc. Number 4. Article the is used before the name of mountain ranges, peaks, and valleys. So, whenever we are using the name of mountain ranges, peaks, and valleys, we have to use the article the before it. For example, we will call it the Himadri ranges, the Shivalik ranges, the Himachal ranges, etc. The name of peaks we will call as, for example, the Kanchanjunga, the Nanda Devi, the Kamet, etc. The name of valleys we will call as, for example, the Nubra Valley, the Silent Valley, the Yumthang Valley, etc. Number 5. Article the is used before one of a kind nouns as earth, moon, sun, and sky. One of a kind means nobody or nothing else like them. All right. So we will call as, for example, the earth, the sun, the moon, the Milky Way, etc. Number 6. The article the is used before the names of nationalities. Nationalities means when we take all the people of a nation as one group. So we can call as, for example, the Australian, the Chinese, the English, the French, the Japanese, etc. Number 7. Article the is used before the names of nations or countries. Let me tell you that article the is not used before the names of all the countries. Article the is used before the names of countries in some special cases. Let's see. If the country name is common noun, we use the article the. For example, the Czech Republic, the United Kingdom. If it is a group of islands, we use the article the. For example, the Bahamas, the Maldives. If the name of country is common noun followed by of, we use the article the. For example, the United States of America, the People's Republic of China, etc. Number 8. We use the article the before the names of holy books. Whenever we call the names of holy books, we have to use the articles the before it. For example, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, the Guru Granth Sahib, etc. Number 9. The article the is used before the names of newspapers and magazines. For example, the names of newspapers we will call as the Indian Express, the New York Times, the Dainik Bhaskar, etc. The names of magazines we will call as the India Today, the Business Today, the Vogue, etc. Number 10. The article the is used before the names of well known buildings or monuments. For example, the Red Fort, the Empire State Building, the Taj Mahal, the Sydney Opera House, etc. Number 11. Article the is used before the names of trains, ships, and aeroplanes. Names of trains we can call as, for example, the Rajdhani Express, the Shatabdi Express, the Garib Rath Express, etc. The names of ships we can call as, for example, the INS Gomti, the INS Talwar, the Titanic, etc. The names of aeroplanes we can call as, for example, the Air India, the Spice Jet, the Indigo, etc. Number 12. Article the is used with phrases such as the first, the last, the next, the only. Let us see some examples. Number 1. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. Number 2. Bahadur Shah Jafar was the last Mughal Emperor of India. Number 3. Who will become the next Chief Minister of UP? Number 4. Vaccination is the only hope against COVID 19, etc. Number 13. Article the is used with a common noun when the noun represents the whole class. For example, when we say the rose is a beautiful flower, here rose stands for all the species and class of rose found in the world. Similarly, the lion is the king of animals. The lotus is the national flower of India. Next, the Indian food is very tasty, etc. Number 14. Article the is used before a noun which has already been introduced. For example, this is a house. The house is small. So here in the first sentence we talked about house, and again in the second sentence we are talking about the same house. That's why we have used the article the before house. Similarly, in example B, I saw a man. The man was old. Here, in second sentence, we have used article the before man. It's because in the second sentence, we are talking about the same man as in sentence first. Number 15. Article the is used with adjectives used as nouns. For example, the rich should help the poor. In this sentence, rich and poor are not acting as an adjective. Here it is acting as a noun. When we say rich, it stands for rich person, and when we say poor, it stands for poor person. That's why we will use the articles the before rich and poor. Similarly, in next example, the brave are respected everywhere. In this sentence, brave stands for the brave person. Here it is not an adjective. That's why we have used the article the before brave. Now, let us study about omission of the articles. It means when we are not supposed to use an article. Number 1. Article the is never used with proper noun. It means that before the name of any person or any particular place, we will not use the article the. For example, if we say the Rahul, the Anjali, the Ranchi, then it is all going to be incorrect. All right, because the is not used before any proper noun, whether it's a person or a place. Number two, article the is never used with abstract nouns. Let us see some examples. Number one, I have an idea. Here, idea is the abstract noun. Now, if we say, I have the idea, then this sentence will be incorrect. Number two, charity is a noble work. Here, charity is our abstract noun. Now, if we say, the charity is a noble work, then our sentence will be incorrect. Number three, beauty pleases our eyes. Here, beauty is the abstract noun. And if we say the same sentence as the beauty pleases our eyes, then it will be incorrect because we do not use article the before an abstract noun. All right? Number three, article the is never used with material nouns. Let us see some examples. Leather, gold, wood. These are some examples of material nouns. Now, if we say the leather, the gold, or the wood, then it will be incorrect because article the is never used before a material noun. Now, there's a very important note. Whenever a noun, any kind of noun, is used as a particularized noun, we have to use the definite article the. For example, water is essential for life. Here, water is a material noun. That's why we have not used any article before water. Now, in the next sentence, the water in this pond is quite clear. Here we have used the article the before water. Why? Because in this sentence we are particularizing the water. We are talking about water of a particular place. We are pointing out at the water. That's why we have used the article the before water. Number four, article the is never used with the names of languages. Let us see some examples. I speak in Hindi. Next, French is spoken in France. Here, Hindi and French are both the names of languages. So if we say, I speak in the Hindi or the French is spoken in France, then it is going to be incorrect because article the is never used before the names of languages. One important note, when we say English, it means the English language. And when we say the English, it means the English people. All right. Okay, children. So that is it for today. I hope you liked the video and enjoyed learning about articles and uses of articles. If you have any doubts or queries, feel free to write down in the query section. So we will meet again in another video lecture with some new topic. Till then, thank you very much and God bless you all.